Hello YouTube, I am the Anonymous Prepper. Welcome back to the channel, and you guys get another review. This one, I'm not sponsored. This one, I was just curious because in southwest Pennsylvania, where I am located, we had a bad storm back in April. As a lot of people who live in southwest PA remember, the power was out for a number of days. And it got me to thinking, you know, I need to look into getting a backup option for keeping my food cold. At least, like, you know, like your meats and that, and to keep, like, you know, some other items cold that, you know, won't last in the freezer very long. And I was thinking about getting a deep freezer. But I thought to myself, that's not going to be beneficial when the power goes out, and I can't afford one of those big, huge solar generators. Now, at the end of this video, I'm going to show you a 20-minute test I did. Now, it started out at 62 degrees Fahrenheit inside of this case. And it went down to 42 in 20 minutes. And on the solar generator, I was using the Gens Rock, which I have reviewed on this channel before. It's a 300-watt solar generator. It's nothing big, nothing like a Jackery. It's just a simple, basic, emergency, off-brand solar generator. Now, it dropped this down 20 degrees in about 20 minutes. And it only used 9% of the solar generator's power. Now, what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to keep it plugged in and keep it super cold all the time. And, you know, keep some stuff in there too. Not a lot, but just, like, you know, a few things to have some extra storage is what I'm going to use this for. But in an emergency, if you have this plugged in empty and have it nice and cold, and then, you know, you put your stuff in there, then that way you could extend the life of your frozen foods, which is another option I am going to use this for as well if I need to. But, with this EUHOMY, as it's called, it's EUROMY. If you look on YouTube, I may have butchered the name, forgive me for that, but you'll see this is on Amazon. I'm not sure if it's still on sale. When I bought it, it was $127.99, which for this kind of a deep freezer, well, car refrigerator, I should say, deep freezer, shows my day so far, folks. But, looking inside, I don't have this powered on right now, but I'll have two video clips at the end that will show it being powered by my solar generator. But you can see, it's been sitting off now for about 20 minutes, and it's still cold. And looking here, you can see it still has some frost on the sides. And this is in 20 minutes to power it, and it's still holding frost on it after 20 minutes. And that is a very cool feature. And another thing I like about this too, I can't spin this around, I don't got the room, but there is also a handle on this side, and you can open it this way too, which is pretty cool. You have two ways to open it with the same type of handle on both sides. It opens on this side, or you can open it the other way, which is very nice. It comes with, you know, your standard setup of power cords, which, oddly, I got two of these manuals and these car plugs, so I have an extra one. I mean, thank you guys for that. And then, of course, your standard wall plug AC. Now, this thing powered on eco mode is about 45 watts. When I was using my solar generator for this, I went for an all-out simple test. How much power would it use on maximum? And like I said earlier, it took 9% to drop this 20 degrees on maximum. I'm sure on eco I could probably get a lot more time, which would be great too. But I mean, the design of this thing, I absolutely love it. Then, of course, you have your touchpad right here. This button, if I can aim correctly, this is your settings right here. You hit that, it has your max or your eco. You can change the Fahrenheit, then your temperature changing, then your power button, of course. I mean, overall, oh yeah, your power plug right here. That's where the airflow comes out for the compressor of this thing. But for $127, and then it was $135 and change with tax. Think about it, folks. If you have this plugged in, and then your power goes out, this thing's going to be super cold for a while. And then if time goes on, say the power isn't coming back on for your refrigerator, you hook up your solar to this, and it's already somewhat cold, it's going to cool down fairly fast. So if you think about it, you get this thing down to, the maximum temperature it says is -8, which I haven't tested that yet to see how low it could actually go. But the way it was cooling down in my little test I did really quick, it cooled down pretty fast. So if you have this thing super cold, power goes out, keep it closed, 12 hours passes. And then, you know, say power's not coming back on for a couple days, and you have to start moving some stuff into here. You plug in your solar generator into this. A 300 watt will work, because I just tried it. It'll be on the end of the video. You can watch it. It's a short clip. It's not long. I'm not blabbering too much about it, so you don't got to worry about that. But as you can see, with the solar generator running, you get this super cold again, maybe use 20-30% of its power. That'll buy you easily another 12 hours when you unplug it. And then, you know, repeat the process the next day. You power it, use another 30% of the solar generator. Do the same thing, but once you unplug this, after it's been, you know, dropped to temperature, get it outside immediately, and then you will be able to, you know, charge your solar generator back up with your panels to buy you some more power time. For a nice little option to have. And of course, Miss Tasha has to investigate this. She's 9 months old, very curious about what this is. But yeah, now I lost my train of thought. But for an emergency backup option, this is a very great item. I'm very happy with this. Plus, you could take it in the car. If there is a big emergency and you have to leave, you know, you could plug this into your car and keep extra food on the road, cold. If you have meat you catch, or if you catch some fish, throw them in this. It'll keep it cold. If you need cold drinks or cold water, throw them in this. It'll keep it cold. This is a very awesome little item. I want to try out the bigger models, but like being a prepper on a budget, I can't afford it. But still, like, just to get this one's going to be so beneficial in my house. Living in an apartment, you know, not having the room. This is a great little item. And I just wanted to talk about this a little bit. This item is awesome. Instead of going and spending, you know, like, no offense to other preppers out there, the high-end guys and gals, like, you know, they have $1,000, $2,000 car refrigerators like this. You don't need that. Most of us, like myself, we need something that's going to hold us over for a week. And this will definitely do the job. It's durable, it's hard plastic, very hard plastic. This will take a beating. Versus having something metal that's going to get scratched up, this is hard plastic. It'll definitely do the job. But yeah, guys, I am the Anonymous Prepper here, and at the end of this video, I'm going to put in 2 clips. You can watch them to show the test. And Miss Tosh over here, we will catch you later, and you guys have a good rest of your day.
Many people experience remission at 1 and even 2 years. Some saw 100% visible healing of their intestinal lining. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and TB. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with